Good morning. How you doing? What'd you say? There we go. What'd you say?
I said, good morning. I'm great.
Yeah, you looking good.
Thank you.
Looking good. House all clean behind you, you know.
Hey.
Hey, listen, we got a great show. We have a guest today, which is a very good friend of mine, Teco Trent. So he's going to come on and we got some hot topics to talk about.
Okay.
But today's topic, just to let the listening audience and the viewers know, we are taking it back. We're talking about making time amongst the noise. Mel, what are you talking about? Everything is going on around you, and the life is what they call it. Life is life in air quotes for the listening audience.
Yes.
But it is so important to stop and take care of you and do what it is that you want to do. All right, so we're going to talk about clubs that don't have dress codes are now enforcing dress codes. Oh, yeah. Now, listen, when the local bar got a dress code, it's a problem. The real talk, it is definitely a problem. We're going to talk about the words of encouragement that Coach Prime, Dad Prime, is telling his students or his football players. I say students because he's teaching them. We also want to talk about the CEO of Target stepping down due to the decrease in sales. That's going to be a spin, though. We're going to talk about the Section 8 voucher bill, the buzz around the politics. So I'm going to hit on that real quick and let you guys know. And I know you want to know that because we know somebody in our family that can possibly be affected by it. Also, China and their, as Trump say, fake news, but they're fake babies. They got robots that are now pregnant. You know, I got to keep you all informed. And also that Colin Kaepernick's docuseries that's supposed to come out with Spike Lee and ESPN. I want to give you all the information on that and why it's not going to be shown. Like, wow, what was happening? We was trying to see what was going on. So let's get this show started.
Everything that happens is motivation. Everything that happens is motivation.
Hey, what's going on, Teco?
Hey, how you doing?
Good. How are you?
Oh, wonderful. Doing well, thank you.
Good.
Doing well.
Good stuff. Nick, did you ever meet Teco before?
No.
I feel like you should have.
Right.
He's been on several times. Come through, love his brother. Listen, a talented brother. If you don't know, he has a podcast, which I absolutely love, and it's called By the Fifth.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Oh, wait. So, Nick, what do you think By the Fifth is about when you hear that?
It has something to do with rent.
Boom.
See, she on it.
Of course, people gonna pay attention.
Right.
He's a singer. He's a songwriter. Like everything, actor. It's all encompassed.
Okay.
This brother right here, the real deal. Name. Look, the definition of entertainment. Ladies and gentlemen, may I introduce you to Teco Trent.
Hey.
Wow, crack me up, man. I need to be on some ones and twos up in here, bro.
I see you.
Yes, Teco. I just got to touch base on the one podcast that you talked about with the bed bugs.
Oh yeah.
I was screaming.
Ain't
And
that wild?
it was very, very wild.
Mhm.
Very wild. And I said, wait a minute, what's happening? We're going to have a party. We're going to have a party. I need my stuff exterminated, but we're going to go ahead with this party.
Right.
And he's sending them off with goodie bags.
Right. She was having a sleepover
Oh,
with
that's
bed
right.
bugs at the house for her kid's birthday.
Crazy. Sending everybody home with a souvenir.
Right, with a souvenir that they didn't ask for. It's like, what? Yes. It's crazy the stuff that you encounter, when you're in property management. When I was, working on site in property management, it was that type of stuff all the time that people just would not believe. Sometimes I'd be sitting there like, is she for real? I think I said that to her. I was like, are you for real? Like, you want to have a sleepover and you got bed bugs? Ma'am, no, you will not.
That could have been a huge lawsuit.
Right.
Family like, wait, I got it from here. And she'd be like, well, I put some complaints in.
Right. Yep. That's why I was like, no, we need to exterminate immediately. And I had a conversation with her, and she actually didn't even really think about it like it was a big deal. And I was like, think about it. You've been eating. Your kid's been eating. What do you think is going to happen when other kids climb in that bed? They're going to be eating. What I mean? Crazy.
And y'all can come over, but you can't spend the night because the bed bugs come out at night.
Bugs come out at night. Right. Craziness.
Crazy, wild. I'm gonna pull Nick on real quick because I want you to let her know where we can find your podcast and let the listening audience know where we can find it as well. Because I need them to get on. If y'all want to roll, I need to be there.
All right.
Where can we find your podcast?
So By the Fifth Podcast, it's BYTHE 5TH podcast. And you can find it on YouTube. You can find it on Spotify, Apple, pretty much anywhere you get your podcast, you can find it.
Okay, By the Fifth. The title alone had me going. I was like, okay, this is gonna be good.
Well, and we say there too, we say sometimes what happens in property management will make you want to buy a fifth. You know what I mean?
Oh, wow.
So if you look at the label of the of By the Fifth, it's really an alcohol label, but it says By the Fifth. I don't know if you noticed that, Mel, but yeah, it's actually an alcohol label.
Look, I'm kind of boring. I don't drink, so I'm not picking up.
Right.
So I don't know what the label says. Right.
It's like, I don't get it.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
You being an avid drinker, I would.
Right. She like, wait a minute, that's Uncle Nick. Right. Mm-hmm.
I know that label for that crushed grape pop.
Right.
Definitely gonna have to check that out. As a matter of fact, when Star 97 started doing, before they switched over, when they started doing the podcast, I did hear you.
Okay.
The person that you had on YouTube were cracking me up. So I had to think about it like, that's it. Oh my gosh.
That is it. Yeah, from Star 94.7.
Let me go and listen to it, catch up. Because I'm telling you, I was rolling. Like, oh my gosh.
I know, crazy.
Well, ESPN 94.7 is offering it again. Is doing it again.
Oh, okay.
Good.
So,
No.
yeah, just to let you know, put you up on that one. So it was hitting.
Okay, all right.
People like, wait a minute, can y'all do that? Yeah.
Right.
Oh, good.
Yeah, so it was hitting, and I'm there 8:00 in the morning.
Okay.
I start at 8 instead of my 10, and then it goes, from there. So
very nice.
So yeah, so sweet. I was like, okay, where you at? ESPN sounding all I know what's happening.
Right.
in the sports world, because I'm about tired of them talking about Shador. Leave that little boy alone.
What you said.
Please do let him play. Let him be great.
Right.
Let him
Right.
be great.
Mm-hmm.
Please.
Let him be great. That's it.
Yeah.
I love the fact that, he was talking about recently, he was like, well, words can't hurt me. But we know over time, it takes 3 positives to get rid of 1 negative. Now, imagine how much was thrown that it's like, we really got to pray for this brother, lift him up, and keep speaking life. Because he was like, it don't bother me. That's because his father of what's going on, and they be roasting each other. And if you have grown up in a Black home, just to let your lovely people know, if you have grown up in a Black home and got some cousins, you done been roasted. So what y'all got out there ain't nothing on what we have been through, okay?
Exactly.
They affecting people. Be like, oh yeah, and I did it. Ciao, bye. Yeah.
Me and my cousins is still roasting, and we in our 50s.
Any imperfection that you had, your
Exactly.
cousin spotted it out.
Yes.
That the stranger, them saying it, you be like, I knew that, and I got roasted, and you got to come better.
Yes.
Right.
I tell you what, I have lived all over, and nobody roasts better than people in Youngstown. I mean, they have it down to a science. Please do not have your feelings on your shoulder.
Right.
Farrell, listen, Farrell got him for you now. I got to rep for my hometown.
Go ahead, rep for your hometown, and they right there.
Right.
Exactly.
They like right across the street, folks.
Yeah. But
You
was definitely known for him.
All right, Teco, I want to jump in it with you, but I just got to ask both of you guys. What's your thoughts on the lady that took an international flight? It was British flight, if I'm not mistaken. And she got drunk on the flight, start pulling folks' hair, and she vomited on some people. Wow. Then they decide to set her down.
Oh my gosh.
Then they said, okay, enough is enough.
You see me blinking my eyes, right? Because you already know what I'm going to say. I'd have been in handcuffs after I'd have drugged her up and down that aisle.
That's right. It. Y'all right across the street. Youngstown and Farrell.
Yeah.
Like, girl, sit down somewhere, because if she'd have pulled my hair, it would have been on. If she'd have threw up on me,
that's where I would have lost.
She'd have been swallowing it, because I'd have right back to her. Like, she just had to swallow her own.
Oh, shit.
I'm like, she probably will be sober. Off. I was like, that's extreme, off the hook. But they kept saying they was giving her another chance. And then when she vomited, they said, okay, that's your last chance.
Oh man, no.
That's your last chance? The first person's hair she pulled should have been her last chance.
Right, exactly.
But she didn't pull the right person's hair.
You know what I was thinking? I was thinking she probably had the people on the flight probably were all passive people. Everybody had to be passive
or drunk.
To go to the left. So they'll be like, y'all gonna get her?
Right.
First time I'd have felt this, it would have went to the left immediately.
Man. You can't get close enough to me for that though. Like,
but what if she was behind? You know, she could have been behind people. You're not paying no attention. You got your earphones in. You sleep. But baby, if I'd have felt that, I'd have turned around and connected.
Well, you see,
when we land.
Y'all seen the big guy that grabbed the one dude that was talking stuff on the plane, right? And he came and sat him down. Yeah, she needed a sister to come and step in there and
these flight attendants. I guess they're like, listen, I applied for the flight attendant job, not security.
Right.
Oh,
that's not my job description.
Right. So every man for himself. Like, what we gonna do?
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, like with the right person. Like, because that dude, when that black dude sat him down, the look on his face is like, the look on his face is, it was at that moment that he knew he effed up.
Right.
Like, period.
Okay. That's what happened.
Exactly.
All right, today's topic for those who are just joining is making time amongst the noise. So I introduce you guys to Teco, Trent, and we're going to shop talk a little bit about how did he navigate that, being a father, a husband, working, and still fulfilling his dreams.
Oh, wow. Well, um, I heard a friend of mine say, you got to make an appointment for yourself, you know, prioritize yourself. And that's really what you have to do, especially like when my kids were younger, and there's a lot going on and that type of thing. I literally made time for myself. Matter of fact, I had a young guy call me recently, and he was like, he's in fashion. He does clothes and stuff. And so he was like, "Well, I don't have time because I got my daughter there and I got this there." I said, "Listen, what space do you have in your house that you can create your room?" And he was like, "Just my kitchen." I said, "Well, pull a sewing machine in that kitchen, put a little gate around your kitchen so the baby can't crawl in there." I said, "And work both of them, but it really is about prioritizing that time for yourself, even if it's a small bit of time, and you do it in increments. But whatever that means, sometimes that means getting off of work and then working at 3 o'clock in the morning in the studio, you know. So, it's going to be some sacrifices, but you just got to prioritize it.
Now, there you go. I always say if you can give, first of all, make a schedule. But
Yes.
once you make that schedule, and if you could give somebody else hours to fulfill
Mhm.
their dream,
Yes.
why are you giving somebody else your hours and making yourself a priority as you stated?
Yes.
You need to make your schedule should start with you. But
Yes.
that's just me.
Oh, that's right. That's right. But you know what? People feel they feel bad for doing that. You know what I mean? Some people feel like, if I set time for myself, I'm being selfish. You know what I mean? But really what's happening is you're becoming unbalanced, because you're created to do whatever that thing is that you love to do. That's part of your life. It's not the only thing, but it's part of it. And so when you're not doing that thing that you love, that you were meant to do, you're unbalanced. So now you aggravated and you tripping and you got excuse, you start to blame people. Like all of that comes with it. You know what I mean? So you have to take time to balance that out and say, "Hey, I gotta do for me. I gotta balance this out." You know what I mean?
Now, when you see the younger couples, like we didn't get married like a long time ago, but when we were younger and married, especially male, the provider, air quotes for the listening
Mhm.
audience, how do you navigate that when you're looking at your wife like I have to provide, but I want to fulfill my dream?
So, and that's a really tough question, especially for married musicians, right? Or trying to make it in the music business. It's really tough. But again, number one, you gotta make sure you marry the right person, someone who's gonna understand these things. Because in reality, you both have that, right? You both have whatever your dreams are that you got to do. But if the man is the sole provider, again, for me, I knew I had to make sure them kids eat. You know what I mean? And I knew I had to stay in my job, so I couldn't just quit my job and be like, "Well, let's see what the Lord does." You know what I mean? It work like that. You know what I mean? Because the electric bill, they don't hear nothing about the Lord. You want to know where that money at, right? So I had to kind of say, "Hey, even if it means, you know, 3 o'clock in the morning, this is what I'm going to do. The kids asleep, wife asleep. I'd be in the basement, little hole with my headphones on. You know what I mean? Breathing in toxins I probably shouldn't be breathing in. You know what I mean? But I'm down there making a beat and making stuff happen, But I always invested back into that. and yeah, I'd be at work tired and like, man, I wish I could do this full time. It was tough, but at the same time, there's satisfaction because I'd be riding to work, listening to what I did overnight, and like, oh yeah, that's dope. That's dope. I need to take these drums out, but that's dope. You know what I mean? But it becomes a part of your life, not just a, destination.
Okay. I see one of the viewers asked, was she white or is she white? Your wife.
Plain? I thought the same thing. I thought the same thing. Was she?
Yeah, and I'm like, is she? Probably thinking, like you guys aren't together, but you're still together.
Mm-hmm.
So, is she white? You answered the question.
Okay, so I thought you were talking about, is she white, the person on the plane that we were talking about earlier?
Oh, I'm thinking it's with yours. Okay, well, the person on the plane, yes.
Yeah, that's
Is
what
she
I was
white?
thinking.
No.
No, right.
It will go both ways for me because the reason I went there, because there's a lot of people that feel like white women are more understanding. And it's sad. I'm just getting ready to put it out there. Y'all gonna eat me up, I'm sure. White women seem to be more understanding and allow their mates to develop. And they usually have it versus the black woman. And I'm going to say this because it's always, and I hear it being a black woman. Oh, it's always some drama. Oh, you want what you want. Angry black woman. And that's a myth.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
That's a myth. Talking about, oh, that's the angry black woman.
Mm-hmm.
No, that's the boisterous black woman. Let's not get it mixed up here. Like, you're not going to run me over. So now I'm angry.
Mm-hmm.
About what transpired and what was our dialogue to make me respond the way that I responded. That's where, that's what I say to those people that's always like, oh, it's an angry black woman. Oh gosh, it's drama.
Right.
So that's why I was thinking that. I was like, is she white? Like, you're able to fulfill your dream.
Oh, okay.
That's why I went that direction.
Yeah, no, I can't speak to having a white woman, but I can tell you, it really, that's why I say it depends on who you marry, right? And especially in those younger years when you're still not just learning each other, you're still learning yourself, and you're trying to fulfill whatever that dream is. And maybe it's the wrong dream and you don't know yet, you know what I mean? But you're trying to figure it out, and you're figuring stuff out together. You're both individually doing this thing, but that's why you got to have a partnership and say, hey, I'm going to try this and this is when I'm going to block my time. How can I help you with your time? How can I block some stuff away so that you can do what you want to do? You know what I mean? And you work together and keep that balance. Because if not, there's going to be some arguments. You know what I mean? There's going to be arguments that you don't even need.
Kind of like what you were saying, that imbalance.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, like even today, like I know what keeps me in balance, right? I gotta go to the gym. You know what I mean? I gotta have that. You know what I mean? The endorphins going. I gotta have that. I gotta work on my music. You know what I mean? I gotta work on my business. All of this stuff is a part of that balancing out. But if I take one thing out, I'll get aggravated and I'll be like, why am I tripping? You know what I mean? And I'll be like, oh, I didn't do anything creative in a while,
That is so necessary for individuals that love the art.
Yes.
And a lot of people don't get it. They're like, oh, you need to sit down. No, this gives me life.
It does.
And people don't get it. It's like, this is what I need to do. Yeah, it stressed me out, but it's a good stress. Because it's like, boom, we got to do this. We got to get this. Yes. And then once you get it done, you be like, ta-da.
Yeah. Absolutely.
And people they don't get it. I've noticed that there's people out there that will see you sit down. And even though you're sitting down, you're clearing your head. Creative seeing what's the next thing. Because I'm going to tell you, for me, right after I have something, I'm on to the next thing.
Yeah.
And my mind is phone, even though it looked like I'm doing nothing and got all the time in the world to do what you want me to do.
Mhm.
That's
Yeah.
inaccurate. That's inaccurate. But I wanted you on, and I'm so glad. And I thought that you were the best guest
Thank
to
you.
speak to all of that. I did not mention, and I apologize for omitting, he's also a playwright. So if you are interested in that, this your guy to holler at him. You know, send him an email, ask him some questions because he is honest and open. And
Mhm.
that's the best thing. Some people aren't approachable.
Yeah.
And you know, listening to some older people, I guess, would that be us? All right. Would that be us now? Older people say the game is sold, not told. That
Mm,
bothers me.
mm.
That bothers me. And I heard someone say that too. Probably the little boy was about 10.
Mhm.
Said to that little boy, the game is sold, not told.
Mm.
And that told me no true talent.
Right. Right.
No true talent.
Uh-huh.
And the people around me, they were like, why you say no true talent? I
Uh-huh.
said, to tell a child that that child is calling you out.
Right. Right.
And you gonna say the game is sold, not told. Why? Because you
Mhm.
got to go run and do something and be like, okay, how do I explain this to this child?
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
That's
Facts.
why I say no
Facts.
true talent. Are you
Mhm.
authentic or not?
Yeah. Facts. Facts. Absolutely. I tell young people all the time who are wanting to get into music and stuff like that. I tell them all the time, I say, you got to invest in yourself. You know what I mean? That's part of it. You get money that you are able to spend. What do you spend that money on? Okay. Do you go spend it on, what I mean, some new shoes, but you really need a new mic? You know what I mean? Or you need some stereo equipment, So you got to make sure that you're investing back in yourself because once you do that, other people will want to invest in you, you know. And so if there was one thing that I learned from my mentor in music was that, like, man, you gotta invest in yourself. So when all my partners, they was all coming to me like, hey, can I get studio time? They could have got their stuff at the same time I got mine. You know what I mean? But I really believed in investing in myself. And because of it, I was really blessed with people who would come in my life and say, oh, I love what you did. Let me do this for you. Let me add this to it. Let me do this. You know what I mean? And it opened up doors, So I think that's another important factor.
It is. It definitely is.
Mhm.
I want to ask you, do you think that there's a cutoff for an age cutoff for people doing what they want to do?
No, no. And I think that also depends on what your goals are. If you're 50 and your goal is to be a top rapper, you know what I mean? I mean, miracles happen, right? But but I'm saying, it's gotta be something that you love, right?
Mhm.
And so sometimes as you get older, because you didn't get the record deal or because you didn't get, what I mean, the fashion deal, you feel, like, man, I missed it. I missed my opportunity. But no, it's like, do you love it or not? You know what I mean? And so it's like this project I just did called Lady Music. I was saying to Lady Music, you know what I mean, where you been? It's been a while. She's like, where you been? You've been listening to other people that you don't want to spend time with me. Last time you spent time with me was when you was on stages. You need stages to be with me. You know what I mean? And so it's a metaphor, but we do that with things in our life as we get older. We say, yeah, well, we let the young folks do their thing. But why are you mad? Why are you bitter? Because you won't take no time and enjoy the stuff that you love. You know what I mean? So what? So what you ain't got what you had before? Put on them dancing shoes, take a class. You know what I mean? Do
Mhm.
what you gotta do. Don't make no excuses. Right.
I was wondering, I talked about last week, wondering about the window of opportunity. You remember that phrase?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah,
oh, you missed your window of opportunity.
yeah.
I think not. And the reason I say that is because I'm sure Diana Ross, Smokey Robinson, Larry Blackman, all of them, George Clinton, thought their
Mhm.
window of opportunity was done.
Yeah, yeah.
They are back out here because the competition is done. That's
Yeah.
me. I said that the views of
Yeah.
male is just the views of
Uh-huh.
male, not of female. But I'm like, we're not using real instruments
Uh-huh.
now.
Mhm.
And do they even know how to play?
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
you got some young ones that's killing the bass.
Oh,
I
for
know
sure.
one offhand. And it's
Mhm.
like, we have to go to see a live band, and you be like, okay, but then you have these rappers that's out there
Uh-huh.
that won't use a live band. And I
Mhm.
think that's fire if they are in concert and using a live
Yeah.
band.
Yeah. I went to see Nas in Nashville,
Okay.
with the Nashville Symphony. And the way he did it was his older music, he used the symphony for it, and it was amazing. I mean, he had on the tux, he did this thing. I mean, he killed it. Crowd went nuts. And then his second set was his newer music, and he played the tracks that had a lot of bass in it. You know
Uh-huh.
what I mean? So he played the tracks on those, but it really evened itself out. And it was so, so nice. I mean, awesome concert. I would have never thought rap with orchestra would merge like that. But man, it was amazing.
Well, I bet it was. I can look,
Mhm.
I love me some Nas.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I don't even look, I'm sitting here looking like, do I even get one mic? That's
Right.
all I need. I'm like looking at that one.
I see
I
you
need
with
this
one
one
mic.
mic. That's my theme music.
Yeah, yeah,
That's
yeah.
my theme music.
I
Every
know
from
that's right.
day one.
Yes, yes.
All I need is one mic. No,
Yeah. Yeah, yeah. Yep, and his new stuff is hitting. Like,
good.
he did like what, 5 albums in like span of 2 or 3 years. Like, I mean, and it was really good stuff. You know what I mean?
And he was chilling, laying low. But look, the mind was going. He was handling business.
Yeah, yeah. And he could have said, you know what? Now I'm in my 50s, you know what I mean? I'm gonna sit back and, chill because don't nobody want to hear me. And it's like, no, they want to hear the old music. And now I'm gonna put on a tux and now I'm gonna be with the symphony, right? I mean, it was laid out. It was like, and that concert was packed. There was
I bet you he
no
probably was shocked himself. Like, wait a second.
Oh yeah, yeah. It was so packed with people. I said, "Good Lord." Everybody came to this concert,
See,
but it was worth it.
I'm gonna have to go. I
Mhm.
want you to set up this song that I'm getting ready to play.
Okay. Okay, so Lady Music. This is I really started the whole thing from I was having a bad day, and the way that I take out my frustrations is I sit at my piano and I play it. And this particular day, I was frustrating and it was storming outside. And I sat at the piano to play it. And one of the keys was sticking, and then the pedal was sticking, and it was off tune. And I was so frustrated. I sat down and I wrote a letter to Lady Music. I'm like, you should have lasted longer. I expected more of you. You know what I mean? And I had this whole, thing against Lady Music. Like, what's up with you? Why are you tripping on me now? And so this song is really a dialogue between me and Lady Music, and Lady Music saying, just come to me, give yourself to me. I still love you. You just gotta be there. Show me what you're talking about. So that's what the song is about.
All right. Let's see if I can get it. Okay, was that too loud in it, or do I need to fix it?
I could really hear it all. It was going in and out.
Oh,
Um,
what's going on with it? Well, I'm gonna play it again. I'm gonna find it. And my new theme music from a Teco Trent.
thank you, thank you, thank you.
Okay. All right. I see Nate said his mixtape is fire. Okay, put it out.
Let's go. Let's go.
Put
Nate,
it out.
let's go.
Okay, never too old to DJ and make some music.
Right.
Record thing. I mean, it's all right. It's just me. Like I said, my views are just that, my views.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
However, comma, you can do a cameo and it don't look that bad.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. You can just drop in.
Yeah, just pop up in, boom, boom, drop a few bars, and I'm out.
Right. That's it. That's it. Few bars, I'm good.
There's a young boy. I got to say it right now because it's right here, so I got to say it. Izzy Isaiah Carter. He's singing, and he always sings. I think he needs to do spoken word and sing. Spoken word and sing in his sets. And I think that's his direction. I just had to say it. So if y'all know him, go ahead and tag it. I couldn't like, I was trying not to say it, but it was just like, say it.
Yeah.
You know, so I said it. I'm going to try to get this here thing right. But y'all know computers are good sometimes, and sometimes, hey, I think Nick was letting me know, you know, and I'm like, okay, wait a minute. I can hear it clear.
Yeah.
I'm like, I can hear it clear, but that's whack. I'm gonna get it, and I'm determined. I'm so determined because y'all know if you know me, I'm not gonna give up.
Does not.
Yeah, my deal.
She does not.
I'm not giving up by any means.
Nope. She gonna make it happen one way or the other.
Let me see here. Where is the? Yeah, I'm gonna get it. I'm definitely gonna get it. All right. So we talked about there's no cap. I feel as though as long as you have breath, you can continue to go.
Yeah.
Follow your dreams. I do know, I do a little bit of reading. I do know where people who feel as though that their window of opportunity has gone and they push it on their children.
Yeah.
And they're not feeling it. And you be like, listen, this is the family business.
Right. Yeah.
And they're not feeling it. So if you feel as though that one of your children have that talent, that it factor, that you see yourself in them, do we Joe Jackson them? Or do we just let them be free and choose their way?
Man, it's crazy because it's like Joe Jackson made stars, right? So you kind of look at it, you're like, man, he made stars, and Serena and them's father made stars, So I ain't gonna knock all of that, But I'll tell you, I just kind of I have a son who plays very talented writer, and he sings all over Nashville. But I had a very in-depth conversation with him, just imparting my wisdom, what I understand about the music business, what I know, what's changed, and all of that, and he really listened to that, you know what I mean? But one of the things I found out, was his passion for music wasn't as, I don't know, as big as mine was at that age. Like, what I mean by that, for me at that age, music was everything, period. Like, there was nothing else, but for him, it's not like that. You know what I mean? For him, it's just, I love to do it. I do it when I do it. You know what I mean? I don't have to be a big star. I just enjoy it. So I love that about him, but for me, that wasn't my story. My thing was like, it was all in. It was, before, even before I got married, man, I'd let girls know I don't have time. I'm gonna be in the studio all day.
Off top.
Off top.
Okay, so when you tell them off top, you're gonna be in the studio, and then you get we don't spend time together. How do you navigate that conversation?
Now, see, again, this is when I was younger. At that time, it was like, well, music is coming first. This is what I want to do. This is my passion. You know what I mean? And if you ain't in for that, if that's something you can't deal with, then maybe we shouldn't be together. Maybe we shouldn't be hanging out. You know what I mean? So just being upfront with that. Now, of course, you know, you want love, right? Everybody wants love, So I did compromise, you know what I mean, in places, but I think that conversation up front at that age was, the main thing. As long as I know, you know what I mean, this is your main thing, then I can choose whether I want to deal with that or not, you know.
Right.
And so I believe that's a big thing.
That's what I say. Like acting. That's what I want to do. That's what I've been pursuing. That's what I'm into.
Mhm.
Have some projects coming up and trying to finish one. And it's like I let people know that up front. I was just saying last week, when I get hired for jobs, I'll let them know up front. This is
Yeah.
what I got going on. Like if I need the time off, I'm letting
Mhm.
you know ahead of time. If this is something that you can't deal with as far as being my
Mhm.
employer, then let me know. Same thing with relationship. This is what I'm doing.
Yes.
Can you hang or not? Because I don't
Yeah.
want to hear later on down the line,
Mhm.
you know, you
Yeah.
always gone, you this, you that. I am not trying to hear that, especially if we discussed this and you knew this in the beginning.
Right. Right. Right.
I
And
gave you a choice to either stay or walk away. You decided to stay. So,
mhm. Yeah, that's such a good point. When you talked about the job, because I remember when I was young and I wanted to be a police officer. And so at one point I was like, yeah, I'm gonna do police officer and I'm gonna do the music. And so one of my good friends who was police officer at that time in Pittsburgh, he was like, he's like, you don't want to be no police officer. I was like, no, I do. You know what I mean? I want to really be undercover and this, that, and the other. And he was like, okay, so you want to spend all your time doing that? Because I'm gonna tell you, all this music you do and all the time you're doing that, you're gonna have to give that up. And you can do it here and there, but really you're gonna have to give that up. He's like, so you need to make a choice before you enter the academy. And I was like, nah, I ain't giving them a music, bruh.
right, right.
You know what I
That's your
mean?
passion.
Yeah. Yeah.
My
I ain't
pass.
right. I ain't gonna turn in the mic for a pistol, you know what I mean?
Right. Next job,
Right, next job.
simply,
Yeah, yeah. And so, it was a very good point that he made, and I'm glad he made it, you know.
Okay. All right, I'm gonna try this one more time.
All right.
I got it there. All right.
okay, DJ Melly Mel.
Okay.
Melly Mel.
You ready
Okay. Okay, that beat. Yes.
tonight? I was like, okay. Listen here, Facebook. He gave me permission. So don't come talking
Yes.
about I'm in other countries and this person is sharing this. I'll be like, use a lie. He right
Right.
down the road. But I
Exactly.
wouldn't mind. I'll be like, yeah, I can share the proceeds there. Yep.
Yes, yes,
It's
yes.
with Tico. It's with Tico. That is good. That's killing it. How many songs you have?
So it's just that song. So what I did was a limited podcast called Lady Music, which is on same thing on Apple and Spotify, but it's the conversation before the song, right?
Okay.
And so you kind of feel what's about to happen, and the song kind of just ends it crescendos with that, and it ends with the music video, and the music video is we used AI and kind of incorporated into the creativity, and it came out really, really good. So that's why there's only one song in the thing. It's just a single.
Okay, it's a single. Now, I can't remember the one that played on the radio. I ain't even gonna try. because I was listening to all of them. Me and Lavetta was rocking.
Oh yeah, the 20 More Summers album.
Yeah, there you go. Oh, Nick, you gotta hear that. Oh,
Okay.
I'm gonna have to open up.
That
one
means
of
I'm
them
gonna have to go on
so-
Spotify and pull it up,
Yeah. Yes, you can.
Yeah,
add it to my
Right.
list.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Songwriter Lady Music. Okay, I see somebody from YouTube. They got it. Yes, that's it.
Yep.
Uh,
Lady Music. That's correct.
yeah, so that the summers, what is it, 20 More Summers?
20 More Summers. Yep. Yep. That's on iTunes now. Lady Music's not on iTunes yet. Just the podcast stuff is out. But the song will be out probably in about a month before it actually hits that market. But as far as the podcast, it's out now. But yeah.
Okay, so for this listening party, that's what we remember we used to call them, the listening parties.
Yeah.
On the internet.
Yes.
It's exclusive, or say somebody from the show watching might say, hey, I want to come in. Is that an available thing?
Yes, you can absolutely chime in, and so even if they come to you, I'll be glad to share that link with you to share with them. But that's tomorrow at 6. We'll have people on the call and we're going to play the video. We'll go back to some of the other episodes and play that. We'll talk a little bit about it and then go into the last episode. And so to let you know, the first 4 episodes it's audio only, although we have video up showing pictures or whatever, but it's audio only. But then the last episode, it's video, of the people actually talking and having that conversation, and then it transitions into this music video, so you get a chance to kind of watch that, check it out, and then questions that you have in regards to how did you do that with AI? Like I had somebody call me yesterday and say, I've been wanting to do this with AI, but how were you able to map this out? And I use like 3 different sites to create this thing. And,
I need an AI class.
Yeah, I use 3 different sites plus Premiere Pro to actually build the music video. And there's a lot that I learned that I could definitely give pointers on and what not to do.
See, that's what I'm saying. When people ask, who has the talent. Been there, done that. Let me show you how to navigate this thing without making the errors that I made.
Right.
Let me help you, save you some time and heart.
Yes.
Sometimes you be doing stuff, you be like, listen, I done been through. Let me just do this and this. Don't worry about nothing else.
Yes. It's like AI. I mean, there were times where I would get the lady music character and I would have her move, and all of a sudden she'd have 3 arms. And I'm like, 3 arms? Like what is happening here? You know what I mean? So you got to learn the workarounds, how to figure that out. Sometimes the photos aren't consistent as far as the person that you want AI to make. And, it's like every 4 pictures that I had it made, it would make a white woman, And it was like, what white Jesus is saying there's gotta be a white woman in this world? Like, I was like, I promise you she's black, So I had to navigate around that stuff, But again, I definitely got some pointers how to figure that stuff out.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
That is great to know. Oh, there's my 20. Look, I found it. My 24 Summers.
Yes. You could definitely get that one on iTunes.
That is it. Yeah. Woo, there it is. Look, I'm checking old emails. I know I got this one.
It's like, I know I have it somewhere.
I got it. Doing it up. Man, do I miss Mike. Mike was my engineer. He was
okay.
He was so good. It was like boom, boom, and he had everything ready. When you doing it all.
Yeah. Yes.
But I learned some stuff, and it's like, just get this, get that, press play, and do what you gotta do right now, because we're doing this COVID.
Yeah. Right. But you know what? That's another good point, is that having people around you that are that can help you with whatever you're doing. You know what I
Mhm.
mean? Like even on this project, doing the podcast part of it, Dr. Kimberly Golden, she came in and did the voiceovers for Lady Music, you know,
Okay.
and she never really did acting before. But while we did it, I coached her up, you know what I mean? And help her find this character, help her build this character. And she did an amazing job, but I needed somebody. I tried AI for the voice and it sounded like AI. So like, we're not gonna do that.
What was it? Go to the
Robotic
school.
voice.
Right. Why do you not want to play music? It's like because you're talking like that. That's why. Like,
Oh,
because you're ruining the flow.
listen,
Right.
I'd rather be watching the movies of Chinese movies, which is
Right. The
and
voice.
I
that's how
move
you
one
talk.
way and then you hear, and it's broke up. Like, yeah,
It sounds like I was saying, and I'm like,
Right.
you okay with listening?
exactly.
You're comfortable watching that?
Right. Look, I would rather read the captions of a whole movie than hear some of that stuff that I be hearing.
Right,
Yeah.
You know?
man. Yeah, I'm like that right there. I don't get it. I'm looking like I would have been lost interest.
Uh-huh.
Boo yang yang.
Right. Boo yang yang. Not boo yang yang. Oh, shoot.
And I guess they say it so much that she was telling my grandson was like, why do you keep saying boo yang yang?
Oh, God.
I was
Boo
like,
yang
I
yang.
can't even remember the name. It was something like that, but it was like, you're these. Like, it sounded like
Right. Meanwhile, we talking about somebody's mama. We don't even know it. Boo yang
right.
yang.
Wow.
Don't
What
even
you
have.
call me? Right.
Oh man. So
Mm.
you were able to fix that, get somebody to actually do a voice,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
boom.
Yeah. And we were in, 2 different states, so we were able to go on to a podcast and do it that way, and then I just took that voice and put it into my music software and cleaned stuff up and made it sound how I wanted it to sound. That way we were able to get out, a decent product, so you work with what you have, you know, you work with what you got, no excuses. Find something, call somebody, do something, but don't make no excuses. Like, I always wanted to do that, but no buts. Find a way, you know?
Do it. Just
Mhm. Yeah.
listen. That's the benefit to me that came out of COVID
Mm.
is that we started utilizing what we had anyway.
Yes.
And it was like, oh, we got to make this happen. That's how I was like us with the show. It was like,
Mhm.
well, I can't stop the show.
Mhm.
And even like working, it was like, listen, it'll be dead air. Like I gotta be there. So I did the same thing.
Mhm.
It's like, oh, I can't work here. This day I need off
Mhm.
because it's me.
Mm.
And other jobs, as I said, say their dream when you're working toward their dream.
Mhm.
They can't understand that.
Yep.
Guess what? If something happened to you tomorrow, you're gonna be replaced. Just remember that. They
Exactly.
care
Come on.
nothing about you.
Come on.
So do you first, put you first, schedule yourself in, like you said, make an appointment with
Mhm.
yourself and block out that time. And you're gonna have to turn the phones off.
Yes.
You have to turn the phone off.
Yes.
People don't get it, be like, I called and went to voicemail, but you didn't even want nothing. But the problem is when energy is flowing,
Yes.
your mind is going, you don't need it interrupted
Mm-mm. Mm-mm.
at all. Because I'm gonna tell you, especially if you are in the arts and you know Nick because you do acting, if you are in character, and
Mhm.
you've been on several movies, when you are in character, that character can't be broken, but that phone ding,
Oh,
and it's like, now I got to get back in the character.
Yeah.
People don't get it, and they feel as though that you are ignoring them.
Yes. Yes. That phone is not that important. You know what I mean? It's not more important than what you are here on this earth to do. You know what I mean? Sit Apple down. Put Apple in the refrigerator. Do something with Apple. You know what I mean? But you know what I'm
put
saying?
in the garbage.
Wait, throw in the garbage. Something. You know what I mean? It's kind of expensive. I don't know about throwing the garbage, but turn that sucker off.
Put it
You
in the
know?
bag with the other apples that's still alive after 2 years. You be
Right,
like,
right,
still,
right,
you didn't mold yet? You ain't rot?
right, right. Exactly. Because that bad apple in your life will spoil your bunch if you don't,
Mhm.
have some, discipline. It takes discipline to turn off the phone and stop scrolling and say, hey, let's be real about this. It's a lot of people I've talked to that said, I always wanted to write a book. I need to write a book on my life. I tell them all the time, write a paragraph a month. And that way, there's not a lot of, pressure on you, but you dedicate so much time to do that per month. And eventually the book will get done. But on the path that I'm going to do that one day, and you're not doing anything that month, nothing ends. Or you're starting way later than you would have to if you had already started with that at least paragraph a month. So yeah, push the phone aside and get to typing.
I'm up to chapter 12.
Come on now.
Look, there you go. Do your thing. And
Come
you know
on.
what? A lot of people that I've noticed their issue is they don't know where to start.
Yeah.
And I'll say start right now. Whatever is on your mind, start there. Don't worry about the chronological order.
Yes.
Mhm.
It's right. Because what you can do is break those up in chapters.
Mm-hmm.
And then people will catch up and be like, oh, okay, well, what time was this? Oh, this happened when I was this. So then you'll know chapter 1, chapter 2, that way. But just start.
Yes.
I
That
got
is
the sub, like the chapters, and I broke it down into like where you look back how this story began this way. So the sub chapters, I got all that in there, baby. I'm just
yes.
ready to get it done and get it published.
I know that's right.
Go ahead, get your stuff, go for it.
I'm ready to get it
For it.
published. I'm tired of looking at it now, but I'm not done. I'm
Yeah.
not done.
Are you not done, or you can do the part 2? Like with
No,
mine.
I'm not done with it with this particular book. There'll
Okay.
be a part 2, but not with this particular book because I want to turn it into film.
Mm.
Oh, I can definitely do that. And that's different.
Mhm.
Right.
That's a different kind of writing.
It
I'm sitting here like I never thought I would be a writer, but it's happening. So
Mm.
That's the only way to write. Write your own story. Don't allow somebody else to write your story for you.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And I will say, even with Shimmy, when Shimmy passed away, he wrote a book, which was really interesting because I talked to him after. And when we were talking, he was saying, oh, I forgot that you wrote a book, but he did it and they got what they got, the people. But he was able to tell his story.
Mm.
So other folks' narrative of you do you no justice.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And once people realize that what other people think about you and say about you, what Dion said, that it has nothing to do with you. That's their thoughts.
Yes.
And only you know you. So write it down.
Yes.
So I'm glad he was able to do that. Somebody else wrote it for him, but he told his story. So it was coming from him.
Yes.
So
And it's therapeutic to write your story too. It's like I'm writing mine right now, and I finished it, this portion of it, because there's many portions, but just writing it the first time was like, man, I didn't realize how that affected me, or you know what I mean. It really made me just kind of reach back, and it was very, very therapeutic, and at the right time I'll put it out, but yeah, I think everybody should take the time and write their story, and it doesn't have to be a novel. I mean, just write out your past, what you did and how you felt, and it'll been a blessing your own self.
now you had a point. You said when the right time. I was riding on 680 and I heard now. That's what I heard on 680. I was coming past Market Street in Youngstown, Ohio, and I went up under and I heard now. And I did just that, now. and then a month later was a movie, and it had a close title. Like, what was it? Well, it was a movie out. So my title was How the Wife Becomes the Other Woman. And I think the movie came out like a month and a half later, and it was called something about the other woman. Interesting. But I want to go back to what Shimmy's story was. He was able to put it out. He was having his birthday party, and he was going to sell his book. Benefit, he told his story. He got killed. But he was able to tell his story. Now, before he got killed, a month before, he calls me, and he was like, listen, I need to be on the show. I said, sir, it don't work like that. I got guests here. Like, hold on. And he was so adamant. He said, Mel, you don't understand. I have to. And I said, I'm going to call you back. He was so determined. And boom, I said, you going to be ready tomorrow? It was like at 10 o'clock at night. He said, I'll be ready. Did it, switched out some people. And for him to get killed, what was it? A few
2
weeks
later. A week and a half, actually.
Yes. After he did that show, I'm so grateful I listened because he was able to talk about his book. He was talking about his life. And I know him like some, you know how people know the people out there. But when you know somebody, and that was like my dude way back when we were younger, I know another side versus the other way. And we had that discussion on the show. And it was like, I said, well, where was I at? You in my car, my little Chevette? You know, that was like my bestie. And when I saw him get arrested, my heart broke because I'm like, no. And then that's when he told me, he was like, oh, you were so gullible. He said, but I wasn't going to put you in harm's way, so you didn't see that side of me. And I was like, well, thank you. Like, look, thank you, God. You know, it was like, because that's, I know it wasn't nothing but his protection, because who knew all of that? Right. And so other people knew the other side. And he ended up getting out of prison, which was good because he wasn't supposed to get out. And he got out. And he came over to do the show, and he met Nick. Nick knew all about him, but it finally hit like, wait, this is that same guy. So it just came full circle. Was like, boom, you know the person. Your best friend was dating him, and now you're a physical person. This is that guy. So
I had talked to him on the phone several times while, you know, she was talking to him and everything. And
I think the best part about it was how many people get the opportunity to change the narrative of their life. A lot of people don't. It's like, this is what you know. Well, guess what? I came out here, I did good, so you'll remember me for this. That, but him writing that book, A1. A1.
Wow. Yeah. That's powerful.
It was definitely, and all of it was like in order, and I'm just so grateful I listened. I could have been like, and I was like, nah, you just can't be calling. We cool, but you can't just be like, listen, I need this date. You know?
Yeah.
Right.
And he was like, you don't understand. And when he said those words, he was like, I have to. And I'm like, don't sound like him. And booyah. And it was, like she said, a week and a half after, like, but people got the opportunity to hear him.
Kudos to you for being sensitive to that, to knowing, yeah, I need to do this. You know, not only is it, you know, it's like God put you in that position, you know, to open that door, you know, but for you to have the, you know, the sensitivity to say, yeah, I need to do this, and I need to do this now, is big, not just for that person, not just for the story, but for you. You know, what kind of regret would you be living with right now had you not been sensitive enough to say, yeah, you know, I'm gonna go ahead and do this. I'm gonna change some stuff up. You know what I mean? It's not my normal thing that I do, but I'm gonna do this, you know. And by doing that, man, the blessing that comes back on you, like, I did the right thing, you know, at the right time, you know, for the right person, is just an amazing thing in itself. So kudos to you for that.
Well, let me get my sound effects. Hold on.
What do you got?
I need you back with my sound effects. Here are my sound effects. Ah,
I
you know,
love
when
it.
you have somebody there, they know right on key. I
Right,
mean,
right.
Uh-huh.
click, click.
I love it.
So
Oh,
cornball.
God.
But I want to play. I gotta still get it. I want to play the song that you did for me. I'm so appreciative. If you went to the anniversary party, you heard it. That was like that soft we was eating during it. It was off the hook. I love that. I loved all the subliminals. I love. So I'm gonna get that for the end of the show so you guys can hear it. And I'm gonna pull up what I think I can get 20 seconds of 20 more summers so you can hear that too. And how can someone reach you?
They can reach me at Teco Trent at Gmail.
Okay.
And it's TECO TRENT at Gmail. And just hit me up. And I'm always willing to talk, give advice, give my my 2 cents, however it may work. Whatever you need, I'm always open. Always open.
Good stuff. Good stuff. And the podcast is by the 5th. Check it out.
Yes, yes.
Check it out. You want a good time, a good laugh, and we all can relate. We definitely all can relate.
Right.
And on that note, I'm gonna let you go because I know you're a busy, busy man. So thank you so much for joining us.
All right. Thank you so much. I appreciate y'all as always. Love you, Mel. And y'all take care.
All right.
Bye.
Now, speaking about the 5th, let's talk about what's happening with this Section 8 gig. A lot of people are nervous about the Section 8
Right.
That's in that big, beautiful bill. If you read it, you know it's there. Some are saying it's a distraction, but I'm going to tell you one thing about a distraction. Still pay attention to it. Now, I want to let you guys know that the ins and outs. Well, I guess I could give you the ends, and then we'll throw it out. The ends of the Section 8 that President Trump is saying 2 years max. That's what they're going for.
Right.
Let me say it does not affect the elderly and it does not affect disabled people. So if you are disabled or elderly, you don't have to worry about being homeless because that's a lot of people are like, whoa, wait a minute, 2 years. But we
Right.
know somebody that's been on it for 20 or 30 years and now they're an elderly person. You're fine. It's the able bodies. Now, this wasn't supposed to go into effect or be presented to Congress until the 2026 fiscal year. So you got a little bit of time. It still has to pass Congress to say, hey, okay, we're going to do this. Do you think that 2 years is enough time to get on your feet or no?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. I want to
Prime
know what the
example.
audience thinks. Do you think 2 years is enough time? You could call in at 619-902-2287. That's 619-902-2287. Call
Baby.
in, text
Prime
in.
example.
Go ahead.
Yeah, a prime example right here. When you are determined, then yes, 2 years is enough. A year is enough when you really determined.
A year, girl, you can't even unpack the boxes.
Huh?
Don't take a picture. I'm like, don't even hang a picture because you ain't gonna be there long.
Right. You know me. Listen, I got to stick a move. But yes, 2 years is enough. When you are determined to do something, 2 years is definitely enough.
Okay. I want to add this. A lot of people feel like, well, where am I going to go? You can still stay in that apartment, but you'll just have to pay full price. So these are for able-bodied people. There's people who I know that stay there and will not get a great job because they want to stay there. They need that security. I call it fear. I feel like they're afraid of what if I get out and then I can't afford it. So that's why I just stay, on Section 8. But we're looking at it as a whole. When I say we, the American people, looking at it as a whole, feel like it was never meant for a lifetime.
No, it wasn't.
It was to get you on your feet and then ride on out into the sunset.
Mm-hmm. Some people are just so complacent and dependent,
Mm-hmm.
and it's like they tell you in the beginning, this is to help you get on your feet. Don't, like, some people just put it the lazy. I let me just put it out there. Lazy. You like the fact of somebody taking care of you. You know what I mean? They having things easy. Some
Okay.
people.
Right. Now, what about those who work under the table to stay there? Those are my people where I think, well, like, fear. I'm like, because they're not
You
lazy,
working
because
under the
they
table,
out
you can
doing, they
work
doing hair, they doing whatever they got to do to make
right.
money, but they won't turn that in because their rent is $12.
Yeah, see, that's the thing. A lot of this stuff, I think a lot of this stuff just started catching up, and it was under the radar for so long now to, bringing it to the forefront. And this is why we're at where we're at now,
Okay.
because of a lot of people doing the under the table and this and that. Baby, listen, if you can work under the table, you can work on the table. You can get a W-2.
But here's the thing, you definitely want to get a W-2, because when you get old enough, you're not going to be eligible for Social Security because you didn't
Thank
have
you.
enough cycles.
Thank
And
you.
they think they're winning now, but when you get old and you can't move, you're going to be having to live off of $2.
Yeah, and you're gonna have to continue to work under the table.
Tragic, tragic, tragic. Now let's talk about these clubs with these dress codes. Clubs without dress codes now have dress codes, and it's at the security's discretion. Meatball, I don't even know where she's from. Some girl Meatball. You know who I'm talking about?
Mm-mm.
Okay, well, she got upset because she went to the club. She had a t-shirt on, some short white shorts. They weren't like the ripped, shorts or nothing like that. A scarf on her head. Looked like she was running to the corner store. You know, the corner store, they see you at your worst. You're gonna run up. I need an egg. Let me run over there. So that's how she looked. You guys can look it up. She got upset because she said there is no dress code. Well, he felt like you're not gonna just get up out the bed and just come up in here. Are you
Right.
upset with them policing who comes in their establishment?
No, because I mean, if you rolling up somewhere, like if you out here rolling up somewhere like you like you said, just got out of bed, then ma'am, I'm gonna need you to do a little bit better. Come on now. That's about as bad as the people that don't be dressing at all. Be having all they behind and stuff out. Like, that ain't cute. Especially at our age. That's not cute, because you can dress sexy without showing everything.
True. But it seems to be attention is what they want, good or bad, as long as they get the attention. How do you feel about Coach Prime speaking to his team and saying what they better not have? He was saying he don't want to see anybody going to class in slides.
I agree with him, because I'm tired of seeing people walk around with slides on, just everything. Even when it's people coming out now, all the way dressing, and you look at their feet, they got on slides. If you don't go home and change,
House shoes.
that don't even match. And these young girls nowadays, we still having issues with these young girls going to class, because I sat in class with several of them, and just going to the store in pajama pants, house shoes, and bonnets and scarves.
Now I'll say this for 1992. 1992, I was in this astronomy class, right? And you see the stars, it's dark. You kicking it all night. That's where I would see some people going to the 8 o'clock class in pajamas. And then, like about 12 o'clock, you see them dressed. That was the first time that I ever seen that. And that's when that was, like, air quotes for the listening audience, almost a normalcy in the 8 o'clock class back then, just at college. This Walmart thing, that's how they was dressed, like Walmart. And if we had bonnets back then, they probably would. I wasn't allowed to do that ever. Okay, so
Mm.
some people were, but I seen it during college. Hopping at you at the dorm, boom, let me hurry up, I'm gonna be late for class, and then you go on back and then get dressed for the day and come back for your later ones. I seen that. I do agree with him 100%. I like the fact that he's building men,
Right.
responsible men, how to look in public. Make sure you're looking good.
Please. Yeah. I mean, you go to the airport now and these chicks, pajama pants and because they traveling. And so what?
My thing is, do they get in the bed after they get home? Like, or is that your outfit? That's what I be wondering. Like, do you
Yeah,
get
why you wearing your outside clothes, pajamas? Yeah, no, not in the bed. Not in
now
your
the bonnet?
bed.
I seen that there was a decline in the bonnets. That's something to be happy about. Before it was all these designer boom and you just out. So we have a decline in that, so that works. I wanted to talk about Target CEO stepping down as CEO because of decline in sales. How do you feel about that one?
Good. Like we have a decline in sales because of the little issue with the D. Because not every business adhered to that getting rid of DEI. So yeah, like lower your prices, bring back DEI. Don't nobody care what Trump said. You didn't have to adhere with that because that is your store.
They
So
did. But watch this. He stepped down from CEO to get a promotion. So now he's promoted to the head of directors, which is more money. And there you go. So watch that fine print. It's like, oh, step down.
mm,
And that's the subtitle was that. It was like, oh, wait a minute, in bold. Yeah, but where did he go? He went up higher.
okay.
So yeah, you gotta be careful on that one. There was a young man, I hate to talk about this, but I have to. There was a young man, I think he was 14 years old, who unalived his dad. He unalived his dad because his dad took his electronics. Upset that he took his electronics
But
due
it
to
was
his
dead end,
marriage.
mom.
Huh?
What and his mother too.
No, the mother's still alive.
Oh, she is still alive? Okay.
The mother's alive. So the son unalived his dad because he took the electronics due to his punishment of having bad grades. He went to, I want to say, the dryer and got his pow pow. Isn't that terrible? Like, come on now. Is this America? Can we even have freedom of speech? And he shot and he got the dad. Lethal shot. The mother went to court. The whole family went to court. They had a black judge, and that black judge, she didn't give him any time because the family spoke for him. He was in there at the beginning, until his hearing, and the family spoke and felt that both of them being gone, the mother that was alive, and her son and her husband, that type thing. But she did sentence him to counseling. Are you in agreement with jail is not the answer for young children all the time? Or do you think he should have got some time?
In that case, I think he should have got some time because you mad because so now that he's gotten away with that, I don't care about the counseling. Yes, he still needs counseling, but now that he's gotten away with that, when he gets older, he's going to be thinking he can get away with a lot more. Oh, all I got to do is this. They ain't gonna do nothing but just give me a slap on the wrist. Like, so in that case, I really do think counseling and a little bit of time in juvie, period. Because these children, and this is some of the parents' fault. These children nowadays are so entitled, like you can't tell them no. But I blame the parents because as parents want our kids to have what we didn't have, or we may not want to discipline our kids because we got disciplined, got our behinds whooped, so we want to raise our children different. Spare the rod, spoil the child.
Okay, that's Bible. I want to go to Nate's comment. He said it's not a problem if Arabs, I can hear Rugal saying, not Arabs. It's not a problem if the Arabs keep passing their businesses between family, but now Section 8 is the problem. What jobs are available to pay $1,200 rent?
Right. They need to bring the rent down.
And I think it'll fix it. If you
It really
bring the
will.
rent down, then people can stay in certain areas, and it's like, okay, I could afford this rent, so I don't need it. He's talked about the passing, their businesses down.
Right.
You can pass Section 8 down too.
I didn't know that.
Oh, yeah. You could pass it down to a family member. It stays in, honey. There you go.
I want to speak to the rent part, though. A lot of these landlords that own these houses that are raising the rent don't even live in the area at all or state that they own houses in. So they are going by their area and what that certain house may look like and what it costs in their area instead of coming to the area where they own the house and checking out that area. Because when I lived in Boardman, that was the issue. And the one attorney we talked to, that's what because she knew who the guy said, this guy lives in California and he's charging you guys such and such a rent. Like, for that area, that's a nice area, but that's not that's too much for that area.
And it
was a nice area.
Yeah, but that's where it comes to you to decide, I'm not doing it, because we have choices. Now, the issues that I see is homelessness, more homelessness. The landlords will lose, since you brought that up, because think about it. It's like if you charge the top dollar, no, I'm out of here. So nobody's going to be in your place. Then it can possibly look abandoned, eyesore in different zip codes. And they're like, no, you're going to get fined. What else is there? The education. Because a lot of people go to those areas where they have certain zip codes for their children's education, or public education. So I think that that'll be an issue as well. But we could get a jump on it. And the jump on it could be educate your child, set your money aside if you're able to. They're given 2 years to get a good job. But how minimum wage is $10.70 now?
Need to be more than that, for real. Like,
so $10.70, and then you're going up triple the amount for just housing. How does that work?
Exactly. It's like you can't win for losing anymore. Like, okay, so they raised the minimum wage, and while they're raising the minimum wage, they're raising the price of groceries, they're raising the price of gas, they're raising the price of rent. So you might as well still be making $5.75, $6.25, because while your wages are going up, so is the money. So is, rent and everything else. So it's like, where's the medium? The rich is gonna get richer, the poor is gonna stay poor. And like I said, there is no more middle class.
There's no middle. That's been a thing since what, the 80s?
Right. Like, you either on this side of the fence or you're down here. Like, there's no in between.
You survive? How do you survive? But listen at this loophole, I think. So if it passes and you have 2 years and you can pass your Section 8 down, so you saying in 2 years you pass it to a cousin or aunt for 2 years, can you keep passing it and it stays in the family?
Yeah.
It'll stay in the family, won't it?
Yeah.
They can hang some family portraits.
I know that's right.
Well, check this out. Let's go with China and their artificial womb. They have robots that can birth. They can carry a baby. I'm not going to say birth because it's a robot. But they are carrying a baby. Why do you think they did that? Do you think the population is decreasing, or certain races are decreasing? Where
races are decreasing? Because everybody is mixed
It's
now.
mixed. So that's how I was thinking. I said they'll throw a baby up in there. Now we got more Caucasian babies or some Latino babies so they can work out in the field, or some brown babies to say, oh, okay, well, we need some slaves again. What's the purpose of it? What is the actual purpose of a robot being able to be carried in a fake womb? Pregnant robots.
I guess the same purpose as a man carrying a baby.
Or it could be the people that can't have children. Do you think that's the answer?
True.
Do you think
I
that that's
mean, is it going to cost as much as a surrogate? Because if so, then it defeats the purpose.
See, that's, to me, that's a lab baby.
Right.
That's a lab baby. A surrogate is coming from the human body. Here you go.
Right. Exactly. So now that they're treating us like, well, they've been treating humans, especially us, like lab rats. So hey,
They
we
used
got
to
more lab rats.
no more lab rats. We're gonna use the people themselves.
That's what I'm saying. We've been treated like lab rats. Now they're getting more.
They're not using
Let,
the they're
let
not
the
using the rats,
female have
and
the baby,
it's not
please.
being
and thank-
effective.
Right. Like, let the female have the baby. That's what God intended for us. That's what He made us for. All this other stuff, and it's just so much going on. And when you sit and you think about it, especially a lot of things that's going on now, has been laid out in the Bible. And there's a lot of people that don't believe in it. And But if you sit and read it, and then things that are going on now, certain things, and then you have to learn to interpret certain things. Like we getting closer and closer to Revelations.
That part, and a lot of people are afraid of it.
A lot of people are afraid of it, don't want to talk about it. Oh, it's a man-made book. Okay, it's a man-made book, and you don't want to believe in it because it's a man-made book and a man wrote it. But guess what? You believe everything that this man said in the book. This is our people. This is our history. Like, it's all our history. And like you said, if you don't know your history, you're bound to repeat it. So you don't believe in this man-made book, and it ain't really man-made. God made it. He just had man write it down. But you believe everything that this author said. We don't know. We wasn't there. So it's like, but things are starting to happen like clockwork. And it's scary. It really is.
Very.
It really is.
Now, how about the two women in Rhode Island tried to use their color? They got kicked out of this restaurant, and they tried to use their color and title to not be arrested. So two white women in Rhode Island got kicked out of this restaurant. They were upset. The police came, and the one kept saying, I'm an AG, I'm an AG. Okay, Attorney General, like, you know, what? What does that mean? They threw her butt right in that car. They were very patient. But they threw her butt in that car, put the cuffs on her, and she was just fit to be tied, and was shocked by the way that they treated her. I thought that they treated her very well and they were very patient. A lot of people felt like, well, if they were Black women, it'd be very different. I can't really speak to that because policemen are very different.
Right.
Those were the ones that they got. And I've seen where it's been some belligerent, you know, citizens out there where some police officers, they actually showed grace and patience where I would have lost it. I would have sprayed them or something. Like, that's why I'm not in that field. But these women got in there and they said, how dare you? So what's your thoughts? Oh, you got to see it. It's funny because they arrested them and tossed them on in there.
Entitlement, entitlement, entitlement because of the color of their skin. But yet and still, if we complain about being treated that way, oh, you should follow the law. You should do this. You should do that. How do you know I didn't? So it's okay when it happened to us, but it ain't okay when it happened to y'all.
Now, the one lady, she was upset and she told him to turn off his camera. She was like, I have the right for you to turn. I don't want to be recorded, and I have to ask you. That is legal. If I ask you to turn off your camera, you have to do that. He ignored her completely, and thank God he had it on because you were able to see how they responded.
How they were acting.
Were, did you not want it on because you knew which direction this was going to go? It was really different.
Right, because then if he'd have turned it off, then they would have said that he did this, he did that, he treated us this way, and it would have been his word against theirs, and just like, yeah, so
So in this case, the camera actually saved him.
Save the police officer. Mm-hmm.
All right. So we talked about the ESPN Colin Kaepernick Spike Lee deal. ESPN and Spike Lee, the docuseries. Well, they decided that it wasn't. After they viewed it, it was a no-go. It's a scrap.
Why though?
Think about it.
They don't want him to tell his.
After they viewed it, it couldn't work. So you're talking ESPN docuseries. Where does ESPN get a lot of their money? They get a lot of their footage. NFL, NBA, all sports.
Right.
So clearly, to me, because we didn't get the opportunity to see it, wasn't out there for us, it says that somebody's going to look bad in this situation.
And is it probably more than likely ESPN? So therefore,
the NFL, ESPN was going to show it.
Oh, the NFL was going to look bad.
I said that's the only way, because if Colin looked bad, it'd be like, okay.
Oh, they'd have been on it. They would have showed that.
Definitely. But since the people that pay the people was going to look bad, this is just my thoughts. That's it. Because that's the only way I could see you not sharing that will look bad. So it's like, oh, wait, this is how we get our money. So we can't make this system look bad.
Right.
And the reason I say all of that too is one thing about the term they used was creative differences. Mm-hmm. But one thing about making a movie and doing things from your view, that's where your creative differences is. It's like this person sees it this way, that person sees it this way. So that's the reason why they're scrapping it. Spike Lee said, because other people were like, well, sell it to this. He said it will not be shown. Boom, done. So all his work is not good. But ESPN did say it was excellent. They definitely said it was excellent, but the word was creative differences. Got it?
Making Colin look bad. Then it would have been put out there.
Well, it's going to be a creative difference if I see it this way, but this is who paid me.
Right.
So look, and I only could get Section 8 for 2 years, so I need my dough.
Did you happen to catch, because I was seeing on Facebook where a lot of people were talking about Jussie's Juicy Smoulet, his documentary, and a lot of people were saying,
do you really want to see it?
I don't know, because
his docu is his a docu-series, or is it just
I think but I'm seeing people are being split. Some people, after watching it, it wasn't the two African guys, said there was a tape, it was kind of distorted, but they were white guys that actually did attack him. But when it was being talked about, the two, the two friends or whoever, so I want to watch it for myself, because I'm seeing conflicting stories between people, and some people are saying, I knew it didn't happen.
African guys would say they did it
because they were trying to, because whatever they was doing, they fitness or whatever, trying to get theirself out there. But you want to get yourself out there that kind of way? Yeah, that was stupid.
Not gonna get you out there. Don't make sense.
Yeah, I seen a lot of people talking about it, so I was like,
well, you let me know what you see. But I felt like I seen enough on TV. I was like, okay, all right. And see, before you said it's distorted. So that means, okay, y'all done tamper with it somewhat, because when they showed it on the news, you seen black guys, you didn't know who it was. But when they came forward, you're not going to get any more business if you
Right.
did that. And then said it was a whole, he put us up to doing this because he thought it was going to make more of a star. I guess to a certain extent, somebody would feel like, oh,
But
okay.
he-
Well, look, okay, if that victim mentality, because you remember for a minute, if you were the victim, everybody went to the underdog. But no, nobody's interested.
and he did all he did was just manage to cut because of his actions and antics.
Uh-huh.
Cut a lot of people out of them because that's when Empire was doing good,
It was
Star
doing
was
good and
doing
it went down.
good. And when he did that, it just shut everything. Even Star, he just people out of jobs because you decided to do something stupid to make you were already doing good. Should have just been happy with that.
What's your thoughts on Little Nas walking around
Ooh,
with a
baby,
brief?
he was on
Look,
something. You can look at him and
Air Force
tell.
with a brief.
You can look at him and tell he was on something. At first, I thought maybe it was a publicity stunt. Maybe he can come out with an album, but nah. When I looked, though, that boy's on something. He was on something, definitely. Like
That's what's so tragic to me. I was looking at that, and when you spoke of Empire, what was his name on there? The young one.
oh gosh,
Hakeem or something?
Jamal Brashear. His name
That's,
is Brashear.
is it
Last name is Brashear or first name
okay?
Brashear.
Him. Yeah, we knew that one with Lil Nas with the brief song. The so you had him being young, a young star. You see what happened there.
Brashear Gray, that was it. That's his name.
Okay, what about, oh, I gave his acting name.
Oh, okay, yeah, Jamal.
Oh,
But not
yeah,
Jamal,
Hakeem, something like that.
Hakeem, yeah,
Yeah,
Hakeem.
yeah, I just gave his acting name. Ray J. Ray J was a young star. Can they handle it? The young man
Some of
had
them can't.
Old Town Road. Think about that. Old Town Road was like it. How do you meet that plateau again? Or do you just take a dive like I'm not going to be able to do it? And why are we going to drugs?
Right, like, but a lot of them, like, when they get, I don't know what it is, but like Hollywood has an effect on some of them. Like
A
all of a
lot of
sudden
young
you on
stars.
drugs, yeah, like you on drugs. But then if these kids are nervous and they're around some of these adults is doing it, the adults have been pushing for the longest, pushing the drugs on them to get them to calm down to do what they want. I mean, just like what's her name? She started out ET phone home. What's her name?
I can't think of her name. But you
But you
know,
know what I'm
E.T.
talking about. When she
played
talked about
E.T.
that,
from Youngstown, Ohio.
huh?
You know, the guy that played E.T. was from Youngstown, Ohio.
Really?
Baby,
Uh-uh.
check it out.
Yep, that young lady, because she was there, that she was in Charlie's Angels. She talked about being a child, being on drugs as a child star, and these adults are pushing it on these children, and that's not right.
Okay.
That's not right. That's why you have a bunch of them that's whacked out now.
They are. I'm
Yeah,
wondering if the parents are, giving them to other people. Yes, Drew Barrymore. Drew Barrymore
that's
did
it.
child star. That was, yeah. I'm like, she did her thing, and
Lindsay Lohan,
she
her
can't
own parents.
see Britney Spears. I think that's something totally different. I think they did something to
Mhm.
her, but I don't know. Did she make it? She made it to a Diddy party, didn't she? But I ain't gonna say nothing. I'm gonna
Listen.
say something, but I ain't gonna say nothing.
A lot of them, listen, a lot of them was already tampered with before they got to Diddy parties. So, like, seriously, a lot of them were already tampered with before they got to a Diddy party. A lot of them.
And it's tragic. But I do
Mhm.
know that there's the here, I'll take care of your child while they're in Hollywood, and parents trusting them and entrusting these predators, not knowing that, with their children to help them be successful. And then you end up with an Orlando Brown. And people were thinking that, oh, he's just crazy and blah, blah, blah. My thoughts were, he's acting crazy, but he's telling you the truth.
Crazy. Yeah. Yeah. Look at those children from Nickelodeon, and they told that story. Things that went on with them. So yeah, like, it's the adults that are being predatory that I think is having an effect on some of these stars, and when they get older they can't handle it. Like, who do you talk to? Because if you talk to somebody and it gets out, now you're going to be blackballed. So it's like it's rough.
You know what's interesting? Those children probably feel like this is a way, I am the way to have my family, because they got all that pressure to live a
Take
different
care of
life.
my family. Yep.
So they are sacrificing themselves as well. I'm not going to tell, because then we're going to be back wherever you are.
Now you got to get these fools up out of here, because if they doing stuff to children, no, because they got to go. Like, I don't care if you're the owner of NBC. If you are a predator, you need to be behind bars like us regular folks.
Right.
Like, period.
I want to know about the, what is it, Menendez brothers?
Oh, yeah.
What's your thoughts?
They need to stay there, but I don't know, because with that story, they swear up and down their parents were abusing them. So it was like, I don't know. I don't know what to believe. I mean, don't want to say you don't believe them, but then again, the parents aren't here to defend themselves, and if they were, they probably lie. So you just don't know. You really don't. You need to, if you wasn't a fly on the wall to see it, then
Do you think that Kim K is the only reason, her influence is the only reason that they're up for a parole hearing?
I think so.
You think so?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, I really think so.
Okay, so Boomer Redding said they had a plan to kill their parents. Bill said Orlando has acted crazy, so they wouldn't take him out.
Mm-hmm. We have been saying that, though.
Say he crazy and discredit him.
Same thing with Jaguar Wright.
Oh yeah.
Y'all keep acting crazy, then to keep them off of you. Like, go ahead.
You say goodbye.
Mm-hmm.
I will say that the parole, I think it's Eric, the one Menendez brother.
Yeah, I saw that.
He was denied because he was connected in like gang activity, having phones in there, and they're trying to make light of it, saying, "Oh, a whole bunch of them have phones in there, in the prison." Okay, but that still doesn't make it right.
It doesn't make it right, and they didn't kill their parents.
For him. Some people feel as though that they're demons.
Hey, like, yeah.
Now you had, what's his name? The one that allegedly took himself out. Not Harvey Weinstein. It was a whole bunch of them. The other one.
Epstein.
Yeah, Epstein, where the girls supposed to be
Jeffrey Epstein. Ain't that his name? Jeff Epstein? Or
yes.
Yeah.
Why do you think they still have the R locked up?
I really don't know.
See, that's how I feel. The internet was going crazy because they felt like black women, like, okay, and when it's black women, we don't do anything, but if it was a white woman, then we do something. It sounds like, and we've watched it, where you're taking your underage child to a R. Kelly concert, which was really weird.
Mm-hmm.
And then now you can't control your child. You said here, but now you can't control your child, so something else is going on.
Exactly.
But you said here, when are you going to be accountable for the fact that this is what you did?
That's what we've been saying. A lot of those parents need to be behind bars with R. Kelly. because you presented your child to them because you wanted your child. And a lot of these parents, I think that was their dream. They wanted their child to become a big movie star. So you present them to this person and you trusted this person. You let them talk you into whatever and threw you some money. So in other words, your child, you was pimping your child. Your child was worth whatever, you know, your child's innocence was worth a brand new house and a Mercedes Benz that you otherwise probably wouldn't have been able to afford. Like, really? Like, so all of them parents
Mm-hmm.
need to be behind bars with them. They do, because you sold your child. That's basically it. You sold your child. You pimped your child out.
Sold your child for some money, and now I can't control my child
Mm-hmm.
to get more money, perhaps.
Yeah, I think when some of the money stopped coming,
Mm-hmm. And
that's with anybody. Like, you're quiet while the stuff is going on because you're getting paid. Soon as you stop getting that money, then you want to start running your mouth. I
how
don't
do
want to
we?
do that.
So how do we navigate that? How do we fix that issue? How do we allow our children, allow air quotes, how do we allow our children to be seen, to become a celebrity if this is what you get out here? Which way?
You don't. If you know this is 9 times out of 10 what's gonna go on,
Right.
baby. Like, pick something else for you. In fact, let your child pick what they want to do. Let them navigate. Like, just, yeah, it's crazy. You can't trust nobody, especially with your children. Let me tell you right now, I will rock an orange jumpsuit about mine, about my grandbaby, about my nieces and nephews. I will rock that orange jumpsuit, whatever, because that's just, we got to protect these kids. And then you have parents, people running around talking about how the kids are fast, and they say this, that you can hear how these kids talking and cuss, but they hear it at home. They're, some of their parents are pimping them out for whatever reason to, be stars for drugs, for this, for that. Like, where is the protection for these babies?
I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go up here to this comment, Mr. Redding. He said the industry messed up. Jay-Z and Dame Dash had Aaliyah at 15. The R was married to her earlier. I hear you, but I have to think back to when I was 15. And when I was 15, what'd you say?
I was a hot mama.
Okay, but when I was 15 and around these celebrities, we were like 15, dancing around these celebrities. It was a lot of 15-year-olds that would be screaming when we were like backstage. They would be all out there trying to get backstage. They were younger. So at that 10th grade, let's go 10th grade, even at the mall, you had those people that was in the neighborhood. They drove cars, they come to pick who so and so up. But being around these people at that age, that was like a norm. That was like a norm, no lie, to be that age. Because even with New Edition, the BBD, backstage,
Right.
underage adolescents. So we were all back there at that time. I will say, we wasn't with Aaliyah, but we was dancing. It was a whole bunch of them out there, like with Kid and playing stuff. You didn't have that interaction. We didn't have that kind of interaction. You have those who like was on something different.
Right.
You can even like with Candy, I'm gonna have to get Candy on. We weren't approached like that. And you are right, Mr. Corbin. You had home training. Most men
Right
had
there.
homes.
Right there.
And I'm sure, I think they could read that. And you had different connections. So you had some of the hot girls, air quotes for the listening audience. You had some of those hot girls that was just out there and then boom, here you go. Versus us that was like, hey, I'm here to do a gig. I'm excited. Hi, here's some pictures. You know what I'm saying? You take a
Right.
picture, have a good time. Bam, you eating before the show. Like it was a good time. So what I hear now, I'm shocked. I'm like, wait, what? But I can tell
But you
Houdini,
didn't, because you didn't experience it.
I did not experience that, but I was that age. So I can say, yeah, and even like when we turned 16, you driving, you happy, you driving to a gig. You know what I mean? You're like, oh, this is it, this is where we going. You on, y'all opening up, you know what I mean? So yeah, my experience was not what these people are doing. However, look how they're dressed now too. If we had a denim, I'm gonna take you back. If we had the denim skirts and they were little, we had a cutoff shirt with a denim jacket.
Mm-hmm.
You had your tennis shoes, your lace socks, boom, straight downtown Julie Brown.
Right.
This is different. This is like nothing. And they're wearing nothing. So
Nothing.
my experience is very different than what some of these people are dealing with. And another thing, you have like them with the older man, with R. Kelly. I can share my experience. Matter of fact, me and Candy was there. I can share my experience with R. Kelly, that encounter. It was not that. My encounter was, I looked at Candy. I was like, oh, he a couple sandwiches short of a picnic. So I seen it was a delay. I didn't know the man was delayed until I seen the documentary. I said, boom.
Ooh, and you was on it.
And we was in Pittsburgh, Ritz-Carlton. We're in the lobby. Everybody was like leaning on the couches. So I'm telling you exactly where. Matter of fact, it was the same night that the media, I probably knew I was going to be doing this. They was like, they got married. They heard, got on the bus, ran, boom. Talking about Alina was married. Candy talking about something I told you. That was our conversation, but at that age, we was a little older then.
Right.
It was like, man, it's off the hook. And watching everything occur, we didn't have this, what they're experiencing. And to be like, oh, you dating an old man. We'd be like, he old.
Right.
That was our mindset. So yes, I'm with you, Bill. It's different. It was like my boyfriend was my age.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? How we go together, be cheated on, and it didn't even matter. Wait until they become okay. I like this comment too. This comment says, wait until they become adults, unless a parent can be with the child at all times. Kiki Palmer. Great example. That's how they can be. So that's the answer to how do we make them celebrities? How do they be seen? How are they seen? Her mother's right there.
Exactly. Yep.
That is an eye opener. So if you don't want me to, if you are that guy and you don't want me to come in the room with my child,
let me take my child on somewhere. It'll be somebody else that'll come and discover my baby, because I'm not leaving my kid with you in a room by themselves. You got me messed up. Not for all the money in the world. No, sir. Thank you.
There you go. Here's the thing, that casting couch. That's why I feel some type of way. You had women who refused to go on the casting couch and they've never been seen again. But you have those who chose to go that route on the casting couch, and then now you mad. So now you want paid. Come on.
Yeah, no.
You already got paid, but now you regret what you did, but it's already done, and now you want to sue the people.
Right.
I'm still stuck on that Bill Cosby thing.
Yeah, because you chose. You could have said no. You could have got up and walked away. You chose that. And then like you
and crumpet. Like it was offered and you made a decision
to take it.
That's what's crazy.
Right. You made that decision. There was not a gun held to your head. Nobody held you down, pinched your nose, put your head back and poured it down your throat. Nobody did that. You were offered and you decided to take it.
And then now you like, okay, well, you know what? I ain't got no money now. And I'm out of my window, so now I need paid.
Mm-hmm. Like,
Woo!
because my thing is, why wait so many years? If it was a problem, like I said, you had a choice. You could have walked away. But
Could have.
even if you didn't walk away, why wait so long?
That part. All right, Nick the voice. Good morning. You look cute too. I didn't get to tell you earlier because I was so hyped with Teco coming on. You look great as usual.
Thank
But
you.
she back. She back.
Yes. And she get ready to go to bed
I know
midnight last
that's
night.
right. Listen, that night shift ain't no joke at all.
Woo!
Today's footnote: dreams do not come true unless you take action. Okay? And the way to make your oh gosh, let me start that again. I hate that. I gotta fix that. Dreams do not come true unless you take action. And the way to make your dreams come true is to live in them. All right?
Yes.
All right. That is my time, lovely people. I thoroughly enjoyed you as I do each and every single Saturday. Find you, embrace you, most importantly, always, always love you. Hey, don't forget to hit that like button, and I appreciate the comments. It throws it back into the algorithm. I love you guys for listening. You have no idea. Go to the YouTube page. Put some comments up there. Let your girl get paid.
I'm on now.
Hey, hey, hey. 1, 2, 3. Shout out.
Stop.
You trying to catch up, but it's all good. It is all good. See you next week, lovely people. Peace.
Bye.